Okay, good evening, everybody from here, Lagos, Nigeria, 7 p.m. Lagos time. And wherever you're joining us from all over the world, if it's morning, good morning, wherever you are. If it's evening, good evening. If it's night, good night. I want to be sure that we can hear us from here. If you can, please, you can write it on the chat, whether you're on YouTube Live or you're on OBBit platform. Just use the chat to write yes. I want to be sure that I'm being heard. Let's see, right on the chat or on the notes on the platform. If you're OBMeet or if you're on YouTube Live, just write yes. I want to be sure that we can hear us. Oh, fantastic. Yes. Thank you so much. Great. So I don't need to spend time on introducing myself. If you are a reason for this course, it's my pleasure to welcome you. Is as shown on the cover page. So on behalf of my team, the DIaDeRC, which is the PECOS Institutions and Development Research Center here in Lagos, Nigeria, I want to welcome you to this second series 2.0 of African Scholars Mentorship Network. Series 2.0 is my great pleasure. So my name is Evans Osabuohien, your host, your coordinator, also economics at the Commerce University of Nigeria, and the founder chair of DIaDeRC, the PECOS Institutions and Development Research Center, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us, and I want to congratulate you for being part of this history-making and life-changing event. As we move on forward, this is my open remark. Well, as privileged host, I'm pleased to give some updates from the first one we had, which is the series 1.0 that had between May and July 2023. It was awesome. In that series, we had a total of over 215 participants from different African countries, I think up to 15 countries in Africa, from Ghana, from Burkina Faso, from South Africa, Nigeria, all across, and also in Africans in diaspora from US, from Canada, and from India. So this is 2.0. We hope that we have a more rewarding experience. So just follow us closely as we work together. And we call it African Scholars Mentorship Network. Why? Because it's a network. So I'm not just the primary resource person or facilitator. I have a host of others. And together we are sailing together. We're working towards our main goal, which is the motto of a DIaDeRC, honing knowledge for transforming lives or for changing lives. So we can contribute our own quota towards Africans' development. Like I always say, the future of Africa is in the hands of Africans. So together we work together to see how we can make our own change towards the development of our beloved continent, Africa. Now, we are here on the setting the stage. So I normally ask this first question: Why? What do you look forward to, or for the first place? What did you register for this network? Why did you join this series? So I will give us a little time to write it out as a task in the next few slides, because the expectations are very crucial. If you don't have a focus on what you want, it may be difficult to know whether you have achieved it or not. So you can use the chat on the OBMeet or the note, or if you're on YouTube, use that chat. Just write your name, affiliation, and location. Then your area of interest, whether you are an NGO or public sector or academia, write your main area of interest. And then the fourth item, write your strongest, one or two strong reasons why you decide to join this network. So I'll give us 50 seconds to do that. I'm counting your name, just like I did on the cover page. Your name, your affiliation, your main area of interest. Leave your contact. Just name, affiliation, and your location, and the main area of interest. And your strongest. Time is counting. Remaining 35 seconds. Let's see that, please. Because since we are recording this session and we're also live, it also helps us to network because it's called the African Scholars Network. If I need somebody, for example, in Cameroon, I know there's somebody in Cameroon who's in the area of this area of interest, but I need to work somebody in the say Mozambique. I know I have somebody in Mozambique working in this area. So what we are doing is to foster the aim of this City 2.0, which is the African Scholars Mentorship Network. Network is very important, but somebody said that your network is very crucial to your net worth. In other words, what you are worth in the end is a function of the network you have. Are we done? We have 6-7 seconds remaining. Name, affiliation, and location, your main area of interest. Thank you so much for, and then your strong reason. Okay, I think I should move on for time. Thank you so much. You appreciate. If you are here on your own, please keep doing it. Keep it coming. This first task. So whether you are with your phone, with your laptop, ensure you participate both on live on YouTube or on the OB Meet platform, please. Okay. Now, this is very important. This slide 5 to outline what the kind of the curriculum or the content of the African Scholars Mentorship Series 2.0. Today is the first day, which is very important. So I'm covering this episode 1, which is an introduction and setting the stage for grant proposal writing. So this is 24th. So this is the first day. And then usually it will be held between now and the end of the episode 5, between second and fourth Sundays of the month, from this to the 4th to the end of July, which is 26th of July. So today we are covering episode 1 today, which is introduction and setting the stage for grant proposal writing. Then 2 weeks time, which is on the 8th of October, same time, 7 p.m. Lagos time, we cover the practical insight on grant winning and execution. And I'm pleased to announce that we are bringing somebody who is from the funding agency perspective, somebody from JPAL, to be precise, Madam Claire Hoffman. She'll be here live on 2 weeks time to give us from what funding agents, as a research manager in JPAL Africa, in South Africa, to give us insight on what they expect to see the proposal that will get grant for them to fund your grant. What we see, so that would have a kind of an insider perspective to grant. So she'll give us some such practical insight on grant winning and execution. Then the third episode 3, which is on the 22nd of October, we'll be looking at the insider's perspective on publishing a reputable outlet. So we know bulk of us network members are scholars, but even if you are in the public sector or the NGO, you also need to publish what is required. Also, one of I'm also pleased to announce that we have one of our highly published African scholars. He's also part of our network that will be coming on that board on the 22nd of October, episode 3, and then episode 4, which is on the 12th of November. We look at collaboration and partnership in building successful career. I will bring some of our advisory board members who have had years of experience to give us their own insights on relevance and how we can build lasting and rewarding partnership. Then the last one, episode 5, will be the last one that will be held last Sunday is in November, 26th of November, which is on the networking. And there we'll give some of us, based on our response to our call, to share experience you learned between episode 1 and episode 4. So it's like a special. I also bring other some of our partners to share their experience, who from OB Meet and OB Translate and other will come around to also share their experience. Now I want to mention quickly, because for you to qualify for our certificate, after every episode, we'll have an exercise that will be shared. So, and it's required that for you to qualify for a certificate, you need to complete the exercises. So after today's episode, within the course of the week, we will share the exercise. And I want to please emphasize that we are building network, and we want to follow consistent due diligence and also integrity. So we expect you to, if you must get our certificate, you need to do exercise that follow, just a simple exercise that follow. Also, it's a way of also getting feedback and ensure that the learning is taking place. I want to also mention that out of the 250 persons that participated in the last episode, in the last series 1.0, only about 65 of them scaled through the process required to get certificates. 65% were given certificates. It's very important. And I want to also mention that as time goes on, you will see the relevance of having our certificates, because start having partnership and also having physical events or paid events. Those who are passed through our process with certificate to show, we will be given a discount to our products and that of our partnership experience. So in summary, it's crucial to be part of all of this series, all of the episodes, and after each episode, endeavor to go through the exercise. And thankfully, we're using we're on live on YouTube, so you can easily watch it again, so you can get acquainted and relive the experience, so you can answer the questions. So once again, thank you so much for your understanding as I go on. Now, why are we doing all of this? Why somebody asked me, I think we were coming, that was July. We were together in the Jupal summer school in Morocco. And somebody asked me, we're driving towards Casablanca, and I was saying, Prof, why are you doing all of this? What is your purpose? And I'm doing all of this because I understand some of what I've seen my post on LinkedIn this week, outlining why one of the things I've seen that was crucial for my rapid growth or career breakthrough is the area of mentorship. So mentorship is very crucial at various stages of careers, whether you are in public policy making agency or you are in private sector. Elements of mentorship are very, very crucial. If you those who are in trade and crafts, you have issue of apprenticeship, but here we call that mentorship. Why are they relevant? One, it helps us to gain speed, because you're able to see your mentors are able to open your eyes to see what you wouldn't have ordinarily seen, and then you're able to avoid the errors of others. I love this what I call OPE, to use the word of Ziegler, which you call other people's experience. I think in his book titled "See You at the Top," is that people say that experience is the best teacher, but he said experience can be a good teacher, but it's a very bad teacher. Why? Because the tuition fee of your own experience may be very expensive. In other words, some of the aftermath may be very, very serious. For example, you don't have to say you want to learn how to drive by experience. No, you have to, somebody who has been driving before will teach you how to drive. So that you want to use your own experience, you have accident, and God forbid, you will not recover. So what you call it is OPE. You learn from other people's experience. This is how Mr. A did his own. This is how Dr. B did his own. Then if he did this and get results, if I follow the same footstep and it's the same principle, I will get similar results. So experience is not a good teacher, but other people's experience is a better teacher. Then number two, three, why is mentorship crucial? You're able to leverage on the success of others. You learn what works for A and what didn't work. You're able to harvest what works for him and discountenance what didn't work. And then by so doing, him or her, you're able to gain speed and leverage on the I think it was Edison that said if I've seen far, if I've seen far, because I'm standing on the shoulders of those who have gone ahead of me. That's a statement of someone who understands the place of mentorship. Then another example is that relevance of mentorship is that you're able to build lasting and resourceful networks. Lasting and resourceful networks. The person who I started working with, I think last July to September, I think I joined yesterday from visit fellowship in Wittenberg University in Germany, and the host or person we're working with now, we knew ourselves when we were doing our PhD. She was doing her PhD in Germany, I was doing my PhD in Nigeria, and we were attending the workshop in 2010 in Ghana. Okay, but today we are collaborating at higher level professor. So just imagine two PhD students having built network from that 2010 more than 13 years ago, still enjoying such resourceful network. So mentorship helps us build lasting and sustainable networks that we can leverage upon. Of course, we can go on and mention much more relevance of mentorship, which is why we are doing all of this we're doing. Okay. In case you have questions, please keep them coming. I will pause and take from them. Write them on. You can write it on the chat or write it on the code, so we can take them as we go. So keep them coming. Okay. Now we try to look at the forms of the field. What are the main uh, goals? What do they look forward to? Okay, so we did when I did this live first time, that was on Wednesday. Well, about 146 responses, but today before 4 p.m., I have about 186 responses. So we just look at all of them to some kind of analyzing the qualitative data we have. So we saw a summary of expectations. One is that many of them indicated that they want to learn and grow. But one wrote benefit massively for the mentorship and research. Very crucial. Many other persons said is to sharpen their research skills, very important. Many other persons mentioned to build a network, a kind of a supportive network, and get insight from other researchers. To also look at I think other person mentioned that is to have a kind of a cross pollination of ideas and network or collaborate. Then some other person mentioned is to develop myself and add value and become one of the best in my field. This is also really crucial. Another was you are learning what you are learning here, so you can also replicate what you are doing here. I want to also mention that after the swap zero, we are able to establish some of team members that join us to have a kind of what we call regional coordinators. We have a coordinator for West Africa based in Ghana, coordinator for East Africa based in Tanzania, coordinator for Central Africa based in Cameroon, and coordinator from Southern Africa based in Zimbabwe. So is to see how we can leverage that. So all of these invitations are very important to us, so we can know whether we are meeting it at the end of the day or not. And I want also other person mentioned that to share my knowledge and to learn from others. Another person improve grant research and proposal writing. So today, episode 1 and episode 2, next 2 weeks, we'll cover that area. Episode 2. Then most of us put to understand rudiments of writing and gaining more understanding on how to publish in papers in reputable outlets. This one will cover them seriously in episode 3. Then another person mentioned to expose to opportunities and networking. That one will cover this one in episode 4. More person mentioned to grant writing skills and ways to assess and implement them. This one will cover in episode 1 today and episode 2 next 2 weeks. Then another person mentioned to for expansion of vision and content-based knowledge. Okay, this is we covered most of them in this series. And one person that was from the NGO, I want to mention here that in this series 2.0, it's very interesting that we have an array of participants, not only from academia, also from the NGO, which is so very important. That as NGO want to see how we can get application for grants and see how they can execute our community project. This one, I think this places we need to work with you because that's actually what DIaDeRC stands for, which you said is honing knowledge for transforming lives. And just to make sure that DIaDeRC as a center is also independent and also non-for-profit organization. So we'll work with you in this regard. Now, going forward, this one it was when I did it on Wednesday, I had only about 146, but now we have over 148. Some of these parameters have changed a little bit. We now have academia around 92%, independent researchers about 11% now, business-related researchers is about 11%, and others about 2.2%. So I'm happy to know that we have, apart from only the academia, we have other researchers that are into business. So we are seeing how we can work together to see how we can make impact, not only to the academia, both to business world as well, and also for policymakers as well. Thank you so much for this. This is why we also record that when we give exercises, we should get the form completed so we can have this feedback, which will help us to also plan more. For example, now we are transmitting on YouTube. That was one of the feedback from the series 1.0. There are some requests that when it's live transmission, they can follow more on YouTube since they're used to YouTube than just on the network. So feedback are very important to us. Now I'm giving us another task. So use the chart or the notes. I'll give another one minute, which is 60 seconds. That's what I call SMA: specific, measurable, and achievable milestones. First, next 1 year, in the next 1 year, between now and September 2024, God willing, what will you want to achieve in your career as a researcher, as an independent researcher, as academia, as an NGO coordinator? That's what I call short-term plan, next 1 year. Then number two, medium-term plan, the next 2 to 3 years. Also indicate what, please make it specific, measurable, and achievable by using action word. For example, next 1 year, I want to attend 3 conferences. Or the next one, you want to publish 5 papers in the Q1 or Q2. And as an NGO owner, the next one, you want to at least attract 1 grant to execute at least 1 community-based project. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it achievable. Then the long-term plan, the next 5 years and afterwards, what do you want to achieve? So please quickly, 60 seconds, write it on the chart, or whether you're on the YouTube or you're with us here on OpenMeet. Please keep it coming. I will wait for us for 6 seconds. Our time is counting. Achievable, specific, I got SMA, specific, measurable, achievable milestones you want to achieve next 1 year, short term, medium term, and long term. Please keep it coming. Remaining 50 seconds, time is going. As I was saying, you can write it whether both on YouTube and on our platform, OpenMeet platform. You can write this assignment or task. Please get it coming, because it's also very important. When we do a review, we know those who are active or not. So please make yourself active, because this is one of the ways we know those who are active on virtual space, so that you don't just join the meeting and you travel or go to the kitchen or you go to do other things. Please write it both here on the platform, on the notes or chat, also on the YouTube. And if you have any question on what I've said so far, please write it down. We will take time to go through the questions. When I get to a point, I will pause and take some questions. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Keep them coming. Thank you so much. Yeah, publish more. Thank you. More is not, and I want a number, not more. Just if I want to publish 1, more is not specific. Make it specific. Make it specific. Make it. So please, if you are joining us, please put off your video so we can. It will affect our screen share. Please put off a video. Put off a video, please. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't tell me more. 4 papers, fantastic. That's specific. 3 papers, specific. What again? 2 papers, specific. Measurable. Attend 3 seminars, fantastic. Thank you so much. And in this age and time, you can attend seminar or conference in many parts of the world, even without leaving your room. Okay, but it's also good to meet one-on-one physically. For example, the last 2 weeks, I think I was in almost how many countries? I was in Mozambique, I was in Berlin, I was also, I think I attended about 3-4 seminars in weeks. So make it specific, measurable, short-term, long-term. Thank you so much. If you're on platform, it's on the platform. If you're on YouTube, are you there? All right, keep them coming while I continue. Now, this is what I do personally, and it has helped me a lot. I think by this year, this is my 20th year in my career as a scholar or researcher. So I ask myself every year, uh, how often do I see the compelling need to update my CV? So these are things that are helping to ensure that you're able to keep track on your SMA. What's the SMA again? Specific, measurable, and achievable goals. So those things you have written down, you want to achieve. These are things that will help you to checkmate or assess what I call a self-paced assessment. And one thing, be sincere to yourself as much as possible. Ask yourself, one, how often do I see the compelling need to update my CV? If in a year you have not seen any need to update your CV, something is not right. Because within a year, you should have one, submitted something either for grant and that's your CV, completed, or at least if you're an NGO, you should have had the meetings on your potential funders, or should have submitted the proposal for funding agency, or should have a talk or meeting with your community leaders or stakeholders. So in the course of a year, you should have at least seen the kind of need, not just need, compelling need to update your CV. As a researcher, you should have published one or two papers, or the papers that were submitted should have become submitted to revise. Those that have been revised should have changed to accepted, or those who are accepted can be changed to published, or should have attended conferences within that seminar. So number two, I'm going to ask myself, how frequent do I attend professional outings, conferences, webinars, seminars, workshop, training? For example, we are here in Ogun State, Nigeria, and somebody else is there in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Mozambique, in even Malaysia, journalists from India, or from the US, or from Canada. So you don't have to travel. You can also attend webinars. So it's all about professional self-development. In this age and time, such is very important. Then, not just attending for attending sake, next one, I'm going to ask myself, how easy do I make and meet professional friends? If you attend these workshops, seminars, webinar, training, how often do you make? So in a conference you attend, I make as a point of contact, at least I should make a contact with at least 2 or 3 persons. For example, I was in a conference in Berlin on Tuesday this last week, and I met somebody, an African, is based in Aberdeen. Is working on something what I call it African capitalism. And I feel so much love with that concept because I see is passion for Africa, which is what we do. So we're able to connect, and I can also mention thankfully that between that Tuesday and now, we have exchanged WhatsApp number, we are chatting and see how we can collaborate. I've also made so another person I met. So if you attend meetings like this, don't just attend for attending sake. Ensure that you meet at least 2 to 3 persons that you will become professional friends. For example, we're on this network. We say you should write your contact, write your affiliations. Afterwards, you can put those names on LinkedIn and see how you can connect. Somebody who is in your area of research, you can actually connect. Somebody who is doing what you are doing, can actually connect and say, well, it was a pleasure meeting you at DIaDeRC African Class Network on 24th. This is me, and from there you establish network, and before you know it, you're able to build on that network. Okay, so that's very important. Not just attend, but make friends that will help you out. Because at times I help people telling me, please help me get a host. And it doesn't come from you. It's from professional contact you have seen before. When the need arise, you can say, hello, please. We met in social conference, in social seminar, and this everybody can recall, can relate to that, and it's become easy to reach out to you. Then the last one here, what I call personal pertinent insight on the SMA, is how frequent do you review and update your specific, measurable, and achievable goals? So if you are setting your goals this year, I said the last slide, 1 year, 2 years, to 3 years, 5 years. After each year, you can do a review. If you plan to publish 3 papers in a year and you publish 2, you ask yourself why, what happened? Okay, how do I now double my efforts to get it done? Or you're an NGO or There was someone that does a community service, community impact initiatives. You plan to execute one or two community impact projects. You did one. You ask yourself, what happened? How did I end up doing one instead of two? And you can learn from that experience, and then you plan to look at how you can cover up for the errors, and then make progress. So review is also very important in achieving your specific, measurable, and achievable goals. Again, you have questions, please keep it coming. I will open the floor soon for questions. Now, the next thing to look at is setting the stage for grant proposal writing, which is what I will not take. And time permit, I will finish it up next week with our guest, Madam Claire Hoffman, who will be coming out to join us from GPAL Africa to give us practical insight. So let me take some points on that. Now, we'll start with on grant writing and winning. So these are things I will be covering in this aspect. I'll look at the concept of grant and winning. This one I won't spend time because we all know what is grant. And then issue of choosing a topic or thematic area, what will guide us, and then what should be the content of a grant proposal. And then this one I think I stressed that last episode, last series, what I call CFA in research grants, which are also helping to kind of design your kind of funnel of impact, to look at what matters. How do you weigh your proposal writing with that of the funding agency as an expedition? Then I will draw some insight from ongoing and projects. But for today, I will just stop somewhere around here, and I'm going to open the floor for question, comment, and contribution. And look at what I've. So to start with, the concept of grant writing and grant winning. So for short, grant is an amount or support that is targeted towards a given cause or problem solving or purpose. For example, it can be in cash or in kind. For example, we are using the OB Meet platform, and thanks to the CEO and his team that gave us this platform for free. Why? Because they saw that when we were approached that this is what we are doing, the Africans Scholars Leadership Network, and it's also built by an African. So they saw a kind of what I want to call a commonality of interest. That what we are doing is also to promote African continent, and they have support. So it was a kind of meeting point, and they gave us the platform for free. So for me, that's a grant because it was a support that is targeted towards a given cause. So give us this platform where we can record, we can transmit, and then to deliver our own episode, which we are doing now. So that's a grant. It could be money or support. Then I want to always, anytime I teach about grants, I always make this thing to help us build about confidence. It is not an appeal. We're not appealing or begging. So please have that understanding when you are reaching out for any organization or any agency for funding or for grant. Don't make it look as if you are begging or appealing. Otherwise, it will affect your level of confidence. No, it is a mutual interest. Why? What you grant, your success is their testimonial. Okay. For example, if you get a grant, let's say from JPAL to do a project, JPAL is able to report such grant you have done. Maybe you did like that one we did, which I will show later on. We already in those states. We're looking at health insurance, feasible health insurance package for informal sector operators. Okay, so JPAL will be able to report that they funded a research to carry out this in Nigeria on the insurance package for informal sector. So, given all the grants which we won and we are happy, it's also a way that they report their progress. So it's a mutual interest. So please don't see grant application or grant writing as an appeal or begging. It's a mutual interest because the success of the grantee is the testimonial of the grantor. I think let me take that point again. The success of you as a grantee is the testimonial of the grantor. For example, those of us who join us in Series 1.0, we mentioned or reported some of the testimonials from that. So we gave the training for free, and so a kind of grant to you because you did pay for it. And then you were able to. We are so humbled by the testimonial that came on board. So your testimonial, your joining the training was what we can report to our advisory board and other partners that we're able to trade, and these are the testimonials. So that's why the issue of mutual interest comes in, that the success of the grantee is a testimonial of the grantor. I think that's a key word we must keep today. Okay, I repeat it for the last time, that the success of the grantee is a testimonial for the grantor. Okay, then it could be individual grants, it could be team, it could be institutional based. Okay, I think by privilege or by God's grace, I've prayed at all of this level as a grantee, or as a team lead, or as a team member, and also apply for it as a on level of institutional basis. And I want to also report here that I want to report very humbly that between when we ended the series 1.0 in July and now, as a center, DIaDeRC, my team, were able to have applied for, I think if I count very well, more than 5 grant proposals. Of course, with other members of the network that we have traded, people from Burkina Faso, people from Tanzania, people from Zimbabwe. We are currently doing one, person from Zambia, Mozambique, and I think Kenya as well. So it could be from as an individual, but each of them depends on the level of amount involved. That usually the one from institutional basis are usually very larger, also cover longer period. It varies across disciplines, so you need to know what operates in your discipline, whether you're in social sciences or like we are, or you're in medical sciences. So or know what's operating, but the intuition is the same all across. Now, I also mentioned this point that grant writing and grant winning is both a science and an art. So this is very important. It's science because you are following a scientific approach that it could be it can be replicated. Somebody can carry out the same process, the same methodology, same approach, and should be able to get similar or same results, either within the same context or different context. And there is an art because the more you write grants, apply for grants, the more you learn. And why? Because each grant writing I've written so far, each of them are unique in their own right. There's no one grant process that is the same thing. Even from the same agency, the focus can be different, and then you have to tailor it to that focus. So it could be it's both a science and an art. Scientific because it's a scientific process that can be validated or otherwise, and it's an art because it can become a culture. It can become a culture or a habit that you do. So the more you do it, the more you learn to do it. Okay, and anomaly also here that the race towards grant winning or grant writing is not a sprint. It's not a dash. It's like a boat. In the next, take on your mark, get set, go. 10 seconds, the guy is there at the finish line. No, it's like running a marathon. Thanks to our Kenyan brothers that can take kilometers. So being a marathon, it requires not just speed per se. It requires persistence, it requires continuity, it requires consistency, it requires determination, it requires discipline. I'm trying to mention again, it's a sprint, it's a marathon, not a sprint, because a marathon, it requires endurance, it requires patience, it requires determination, it requires continuity, it requires discipline. And then I'll say it's a non-linear process. Not that it's not a straight line equation. No. If you apply for grant and you didn't get it, please you revise. Some agency will be able to give you feedback if you request. And from the feedback, you're able to know what went wrong, and you can use to revise for that. So, I think like we said in series 1.0 last time, that if you want to get one grant, apply for 10. Okay, that's my personal from experience. If I want to get one grant, I said yesterday we have applied last series, and now we have applied for 5. We are still trying to hope to get up to 10. Because out of that 10, I'm very confident that at least one of them, to use the word, we click. So in other words, the more, the merrier. If you want to get one grant, apply at least 10. Okay, the more the merrier. And if you didn't get it, there's no time to cry or to mourn. Revise it again, repackage it again, and learn from it. Dust yourself, get up, and keep going. Like we say here, no waiting, no packing, no loitering. Keep going, keep moving. That's the word of the military. No waiting, no packing, keep going, keep moving. So the next point I want to talk about is how do we choose a topic or thematic area? Of course, in some of the course, there could be indication of thematic areas, but not all areas may interest you. So within the thematic area provided, you can now begin to choose your own of interest. So at the end of the day, you are building on your strength. That's why they ask for your CV. They want to know what you have done. I think I want to also cover that later on. It's not a time to show all that you have done in your CV. Only showcase the content of your CV that are relevant to the grant in view. Normally, what I do now, I put it here. I said some of my funded projects that are related to this one. Okay, at least a few of them. Because I left a very bitter experience. I think I want to share it now, but it's not a good one. But I learned a lot, so you can learn from my experience. I want to apply for one UNJC grant, and the feedback I got that I was the most qualified for the grant, but they put a but. There's no evidence that he has done any project for UN. And then when I got the feedback, I felt so bad because, for God's sake, I've done UN agencies. I've done for UN UADA, we've done for UN INRA, we've done for UNCTAD, International Conference on Trade. But in my CV, because my CV was 21 pages, they couldn't scout around it. I put it under conference attendance, under project. But I should have able, since that time, I've learned that bitter experience that they don't want my 21 page or 35 pages CV. If I apply for a grant, some will just say 2-page CV. I'll just put my biography about 200 words that summarizes my career and my progress, and put selected research projects related to this project. So I put like 5. The one that are related to the one. So it shows that I've done similar things, and with that I'm able to do another one. And then also publication, I'll put selected publications related to this project. So in that short 2-page CV, you're able to see what I've done before, because that experience from that UN agency was very, very, very bitter for me, but I learned a lot, and I want to share that. So not all your CV, your CV content is essential. You revise your CV in line with the one you are bidding for. Okay, so that's very important, and I just mentioned that here. So one thing to know in choosing your topic is that because your topic is one of the most part of the grant document or proposal. Why? Because that will show whether the reviewer is interested or not. If he's interested, you want to see reasons to support it. But if he's interested, you want to see reasons not to support it. Very important. It's as simple as that. Even when you review a paper, from the topic, there's a kind of pre-informed opinion about the paper, whether to accept or not. So your topic must be well thought out. I went to my team. The topic should be the last thing to put on. Of course, at the beginning you have a short topic, but when you are done with the content of the package of the proposal, you can now refresh your topic or rephrase your topic to say the content. Okay, your topic is like a branding. Like when you have a product, your topic is your brand. So it's one of the most important aspects. So it should be crafted from the thematic area given, and then your topic should be crafted to be nicely and neatly. In fact, it should be short and captivating. Short, when it becomes more than 10 words or 15 words, it becomes difficult. But the longer, the more confusing it is. So keep it short, keep it captivating. So it should show that the proposed study or the proposal is well focused. Because when I see your topic, I will know whether this one was focused or not. And it should also reflect if I see your topic, I should be able to have an idea of the main questions, your main question you're asking. Whether you are applying for a research proposal, for academic exercise, or applying for an NGO that do community exercise. Your topic should be very, very catchy and should reflect your main questions. So it should be well thought out. I'll give an example now. Okay, I think I love this example that we used last time in Street Swap 1.0. This is from this agency and called the Standards and Trade Development Facility. They have to promote helping firms to promote meeting standard for exports. Okay, but I like that one because it's quite specific, almost like that of ARC, which is African Economic Research Consortium. So they did their guidelines for topic. They make the topic concise, and catchy. Concise also means short, make it short and catchy. But they only went further to say, well, it should start with an ing verb. In other words, it must have an action verb. Okay. And then two, it must mention the sector and the country of focus. And say it should target between 10 to 7 words. I think that one is very, very instructive. But I love it because they give examples. For example, like improving the safety of smoked fish in Mali. Simple and catchy. So we know that this project is on how we can promote not all kinds of fish, not ice fish, not canned fish, but smoked fish. Of course, in where location in Mali, and then in other words, there must be an ing word. So somebody can now talk about harnessing fertilizer usage for productivity of agriculture in let's say Mozambique. Okay, so it is simple, concise, and catchy. I must have an eye. This is not a general rule, but it's what I see that is very relevant that we can learn from. Another example I give was prioritizing SPS investment in the Caribbean community. And they have an ing word here. They have focus. SPS means cytosanitary standards, okay, in the Caribbean region. Then promoting IT solutions for pest surveillance in the Pacific area. So I want to also ask another question here. It's another task. So please, using this context of starting with an ing verb, can somebody use the chart again or the note, write out a topic you want to work on for between now and this series? Another task. I repeat again, use the chart or the notes both in YouTube or on the platform to specify using this SCDF approach the topic of what you are working on or you want to work on. Yes, 1 minute. I'm already counting 6 seconds. Go on. Use the chat or on YouTube on the platform to write an example of your topic following these guidelines from the SCDF. Going. Okay, 5 seconds going. All right, thank you so much. Let's go on. So keep it coming, please. Now, next, I want to talk about. I will open the floor in the next 10 minutes. To look at the questions and then what are the ingredients of a grant writing proposal? What are the? This one is just a guideline, so it could vary across disciplines, across projects. But by and large, it should have introduction. Introduction should clearly mention the background and the problem of interest, whether it's for research, academic research proposal, or for community-based proposal. It should give us a background of the issue you're looking at, and then why is the problem so important, which is the what we call a statement of the problem or statement of the research problem. Then afterwards, it should have objectives. Personally, if I have objectives, I don't need to have research questions. But if I have research questions, I don't need to have objectives. So I don't, because from the objectives, I'm able to see the research questions, or from research questions, I'm able to understand the research objectives. And also, it can also have a hypothesis based on, so either of them can go, or 3 of them based on the focus. Then, of course, at times, there may not be need for literature review. Of course, from your background, you should have mentioned some literature in that area and why you want to have an issue. But in some contexts, it may require you to have it, so you put it there. Then I love this one, which have a kind of a conceptual analytical framework. that I think last 2 weeks I was talking about I was giving a mentorship seminar to PhD students in Eduardo Modeling University in Maputo, Mozambique. I'm telling them that it's like the skeleton of your body that holds the hands, the legs, the head, the neck. So that framework, whether it's conceptual, analytical, theoretical, she will give us a guide of how you want to knit all of the components of the content together. So the skeleton is to the body is what this theoretical framework or analytical framework is to research proposal. Then, of course, very important issue showed clearly the methodology you are using, or what they call in science the materials and method. Of course, need even be include the scope you are covering, and then more importantly, let the reviewer or the agency see doing this proposal, doing this project, what are the anticipated or expected outputs you want to have, and then how do you want to communicate it, respecting strategies. Okay, for example, you are doing the community project, they may need to have a community or stakeholder meeting, or kind of town hall meeting, to say this is what I've done, want to build a bridge across to link these two communities. And if you do that, you're able to enhance inter-community trade or inter-community activities. So you're able to anticipate or expected output. And then in some projects like impact evaluation, they want to see theory of change, which shows the relevance. If you do the project, like I mentioned, if you do community impact initiative by giving a bridge, what is the relevance? How will it impact the livelihood? One, it will increase intercommunity transactions, and the two, it will reduce the time spent in trying to look for another area. Okay, also to reduce the cost of or the transport cost. So you're able to see that theory of change clear. And if you are doing a team project, also try and mention the team composition. Okay, some look at the gender condition and they put a short, what we call a statement of qualification or biography, brief. I don't 200 words are okay to show, mention what you have done so far and why you think is essential to work on that. Then also they want to see some work plan or timeline or budget depending on what they require. And at the end of the day, please also show references to show you are aware of the relevant material in the area. Okay. Now, try to pause shortly. Let me look at this CFA, what I call contextualization approach and feasibility. I normally use it as a kind of fun. So when I do a proposal, I take it through this CFA approach to see how my proposal will be appealing or not. So one is the issue of contextualization. She wants to show how the context, how familiar are you in the area. Like I was saying to my some of my mentees last 2 weeks in Mozambique, that she wants to show, try to link your research to maybe a topical issue like SDG. Which of the SDGs will your project impact? Okay, maybe you are doing community partner initiative. Will you go to improve the issue of no hunger, or issue of no poverty, or issue of gender inclusion? So which of the SDGs, or maybe as an African scholar, which of the areas of the African Agenda 2063 are you covering? So let your topic reflect kind of the context you are coming from, whether you are a scientist, you are an economist, you are from the area of business research, you are from the area of your research able to show the context you're coming from. And then two, the approach, which method or analysis are you choosing to ensure that you're able to carry out your research? And then lastly, F is feasibility. How feasible is your research? What are the possible constraints? How do you want to circumvent or avoid them? So this is what I do to also analyze. This is what we'll be doing when we talk about the anticipated results or the anticipated output in your proposal. Okay. Yeah, so I will try and stop. Yeah, okay, I will stop at task 3 and I'll take question. So the next point I want to show is some helpful tips on our grant. So of course, if you are with us, if you go to our website, you see under DIaDeRC resources. Just click resources. You see a lot of we publish a lot of resources on that. Call, fellowship, grant, on that resources you see that. So you got a lot. And then that's also good to be not many networks. So you're able to have information of the agency. If you are working for example, JPAL, apply for JPAL grant, you're able to see what they have done before, and then look at what is needed. For example, we're applying for a grant now. It's a RGC. It's called RGC for RGC proposal, and I want to check their previous proposal so that there's somebody that we know that we had done similar project for them about 2 years ago, uh, who is who is currently based in formerly in Rwanda, now in Uganda. What reached out to him and said, well, you have done this project, please want to learn more from you. And he's now a member of our team. Why? We are now learning to know more of the agency. And then the thematic areas they are focusing on. So also look at their general and specific guidelines, and if possible, check their past projects. Okay. And then follow their guidelines, their what number of word, what's their word count. So person will tell you that for introduction, what is that words? For 100 words, they measure one count for each one. Please follow it as religious as possible. And then your team composition or your budget. Because if you don't follow it, it's the secretary of the organization that once it comes to their desk, the secretary will scan through all of the proposals to know whether they meet up. If it doesn't meet up, it's rejected from the desktop. It's when you meet all the criteria or guidelines that it now goes for review. So following guidelines are very important. I want to stop here and then share this experience, which is not very also another painful experience. We are working on a project on this proposal, what they call intra-African mobility, to be funded by European Union. It's a big project. I have team from Nigeria here, team from Zambia, from Prague, the Czech Republic, from South Africa, from Tanzania. We are working for more than 3 months. I hope it was submit on the last day. But you know what happened? The last day there was network issue from the person that was our team lead, and we couldn't submit it. It was very painful after 3 months of labor because we were waiting. So normally what I call avoid lastminute.com. If its deadline is at 28, please try and submit 2 days ahead of time because anything can happen. Your network can fail, and it will be very bad at after laboring for so long. Just last day it didn't work. Okay, we take this last comment, last task, and we go to our question, and we try to take question and comments. So okay, use the chat again and the notes to say from the various opportunities we have shared on our platform, on our WhatsApp group or Telegram group, how many of them have you checked properly? And then how many of them falls within your area of interest? How many of them you think you can apply as an individual or you want to apply as a team? Because you can have the team there to work with. And then what are the ones you want to pursue? Write it with on the ground chat, and then we'll pause here. We'll go to the live questions we have on the on our YouTube. We prefer to put on the chat, please. On YouTube, put on the chat your questions. So time for Q&A is coming now. Your questions, your comments, keep them coming now. Order on the chat on both on the platform or on YouTube. So keep it coming, and then we take them right away. If it's burning inside you and you want to use specific yourself, you can raise your hand if you're on a platform, and we'll give you time uh, to air it out. So keep it coming. Question, comment, and then if my team members are ready, please you can meet to help you read out the question both on the YouTube channel, also on our platform. Let's check. But let's look at this example. This task 3 first. Do that. Team members double check their question. Let's take them one by one. And then, it's time for question, comment. And like I said, if you have it burning in your heart, you want to express it, please. It's time to do that. Okay. Let's check them. Question, comment, questions. Yes. If they're coming. We are in Q&A now. Please, team member, you're going to have. Let's see them. What about both on YouTube and also let's check that. Okay, let's see the questions you have. Do you have any question on what I've said before? Please turn to. So we're on a Q&A session. Q&A. Okay, we're just about STD topic. Okay, I will refresh it right away. Yeah, questions we have then. You can use our chat, whether on YouTube or on platform, please. Okay, we have some questions there. Let's see. Okay, somebody is asking, that's from Chukwedo Oburota. Okay, I will take that. How can an early researcher become a grant recipient? Because funders are more keen working with previous grant applicants than researchers who are trying to break into the writing space. Okay, I will take your question shortly. Thank you so much, Chukwedo Oburata. No, now as a piece, Kola Wale. Does the team have a forthcoming grant fellowship opportunities in the social sciences? Yes, a lot. If you just go to our website, DIaDeRC.org, under resources, you just see, so you click there, you see a lot. Even this link you can see on the slide that's being displayed, you will see it a lot. Okay, so we have a lot, and they also shared. If you follow us on our LinkedIn page, they also shared a lot. DIaDeRC LinkedIn page, or stream that page. So to answer please, Kola Wale, yes, we have a lot of forthcoming grants. Okay, you go to DIaDeRC.org, under resources, you will see grant fellowship and applications. They are there. So please check it out. That's simple. I'll come to Chukwedo Brata shortly as I take other ones. Somebody there, okay, to Hans. Yeah, Mark Jatao. Okay, how do I identify which kind of conferences, webinars, and trainings that are relevant to my area? Okay, I'll answer your question shortly. Debo is something I joined to enhance my. Okay, that's your purpose. Thanks, sir. Okay, let me answer. Let me answer. I know she was trying to join back. Let me answer. Check check the YouTube page. What I have the one that are pending. But meanwhile, let me try and answer Mark Jatao. How do I identify which kind of conferences, webinars, or training that are relevant? It's simple. So your area of interest should drive you. For example, if I'm working an economist, I'm working on a GVC, global value chain, is my area of interest. So any topic around it, maybe something like around trade, around export, import, around global chain, should guide my interest. So your research interest first should guide you which grants, so which conference or webinar to apply for. And secondly, even if it's not closely related to, for example, when I saw this conference in Berlin, I saw it's on investing on Africa. And as an African who wants to see Africa grow, most of them who are to speak in the conference are from Europe, from Denmark, from Sweden, from UK. But as an African, I also it's about investing in Africa. I think I need to be there. It was not too convenient because I just arrived from Mozambique into Germany on Monday evening. The following morning, 4 a.m. I was out of my house to be in that conference. Why? Because the conference as well invest in Africa. So your interest should drive the conference to attend. For example, you subscribe to this mentorship network. You saw that it's about scholarship mentorship. Okay, and then you subscribe. So in summary, to answer Mark, is that your interest first. Your area of interest. If you are working on something on maybe you are in medical sciences on area of as a public health. So any cover around the health, maternal health, fertility, or whatever it is that has to do with health, that will easily spark your interest. Your interest should be a pointer. It should be a pointer to show which conference to attend or try to attend. So I don't know if I answered your question, Mark. Now let me go to the question that is being asked by Chikwedo Oburata. He said, how can an early researcher become a grant recipient? The point here is that, for example, I can talk about ARC. ARC is African Economic Research Consortium. In fact, they emphasize that the team lead must have been a previous ARC project recipient. And the reason is simple, because if you have done a project for them before, it's almost assumed that you know what they want. So the probability of success is higher because you know. So what you do here is to partner, to network. For example, if you have an idea, I think, for example, I just submitted a proposal with my team. You look for somebody who has done something before for such agency, and then you join them. Of course, when you become a team member in that project, if that is succeed, next time you can now apply because you have a mileage. Okay. So the short answer to your question, Chikwedu, is that you network. Thank God for this kind of platform we're working at. We have close to almost about 186 persons on this series 2.0. So you look for people who done so much research. You can put it on a platform. Sorry, I'm working on this project. I don't know whether anybody has done this project before that can join me. And I was saying that happen. I want to also report here that between last series 1.0 and now, we have about 3 groups that are working together on grants, also working together on research papers. So the simple answer to your question is you know, and you can also share that. Sorry, I'm working on this area. Anybody can join me, and then you work together, and then before you know it, you also become a recipient, and then you can apply. So network is one key solution to this kind of question raised by Chikwedu. Okay, and then somebody asks, okay, can I get a research grant without having a number of quality papers? The answer is yes, Obiajulu Okeke. The answer is almost yes or no, because they want to see what you have done before. So I'll say that they ask your CV. Why? Because your CV will show where you're coming from. So if you've done nothing before, again, the key here is that you look for people who have done before to partner with. Okay, and that you're able to cover have an experience. So the question I gave to Chikwedu is same applies to Obiajulu, is to have some research papers in that area, so they show that you have some mileage. Okay. Now, let me go to another question. That okay, Galiluna is about. Okay, I think that's another question again. Let me check. Please, team members, help us check through, scan through and see. Let's check question. Please keep them coming. Okay, I'll answer the Mark. There's one question. How can one become a member of the society? Okay, that's from that should be from Enoch. Did you mean DIaDeRC or you mean African Scrum Mentorship Network? It's not clear. But if it's this network, African Scrum Mentorship Network, you're already part of the team. If you have joined our when you fill the form, we put the network to join the African Scrum Mentorship Network for our WhatsApp group or Telegram group. So if you have done that, you're already part of the network. But after this phase, from this episode 1 to episode last, we know those who are committed that can join us as a team member. if you go to our website, our team, these are persons who have gone through the training and so distinguished and have interest. Again, you can also write us, write email us diadec.center@gmail.com or info@diadec, or go to our contacts. I will carry that to you. So if it's DIaDeRC, you mean is about interest. Anybody who has interest to join, so that has an interest to promote African society is welcome. But if it's for the network, which is African Scholar Management Network, you can join our. Once you're registered, you should have seen the link to join our Telegram group or our WhatsApp group where we share a lot of experience and a lot of resources. I've answered the end of question. Okay, let me take more questions. Yeah, this is from Rashidat Akonde. Victoria, please let me read the questions so that I don't talk to alone. Victoria, let me read the questions.
Yes, sir. There are some questions on the YouTube. I'll read them. Can I read them out?
Please go ahead.
So someone asked, Jumoke Adeleke, she asked, are there grants that are not research-based, like community development and grants to solve specific community problems?
Okay, I think the short answer to that is yes, there are. There are, yes, there are. And even if you also go to our resources, you see some of them that are community-based. Okay, there are. Okay, much, but there are. And also, like this, this is a French agency that fund that. They call it Fund for Development. Fund for Development. They fund such community initiatives. They want to see that what is the target community and what will lead to that. So there are grants that fund community initiatives. There are. Okay.
I want to add that if you check on DIaDeRC resource page, there's currently a Carrington fellowship program. I think it has to do with community-based 1-year professional development program. So you can go to DIaDeRC resources page. It is currently ongoing. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Prof, another question on YouTube. Oswald Emmanuel asks, as a young researcher, how can I be part of doctors or profs' teams? That's the way the question is written.
Okay, at what level? So if it's at African Scholar Management Network, you're already part of our team. But if it's to be member of DIaDeRC, the long and short is that you can write us, send your CV and your motivation letter to DIaDeRC.center. Go to our email contact, our email, and we see that. So you can, if it's to join DIaDeRC, write or send your CV and motivation letter to join the African Scholar Management Network. You're already part of our team of the network. Okay, that's your question.
Okay. Another person is in the Another person says, "Sir, how can one handle budgeting in grant paper writing?"
Okay, maybe just be grant proposal writing. How can you handle budget? Yeah, simple. Two things. One, each of the agency will have their budget template. So you just to populate your items based on the template. But if not, if you don't have like a Codexa doesn't have or ARC, ensure that your budget. I think I should cover that later on. Your budget you cover. So you tie your budget to your activities. So for example, I want to cover data collection. How much am I putting on that? How about usual review? How much am I putting on that? I want to do analysis. So you target you tie your budget to activities. Okay, but in most cases, most of the agencies have their own templates. So you just use your the template to populate your. They'll tell you what percentage should go for overhead, what should go for data collection, what should go for what they call it consumables, and that. So you just follow their guidelines. But if you don't have, you tie your activities or your work plan to your budget plan. Okay. Thank you. Go on, please.
Okay. Another person is saying he's very interested in this West African research grant. I think the question is, how does he go about it? This West African Research Center travel grant. I think the question is, how does it go about
Okay,
it?
that's the water. Okay, I think it's clear. Go to the website. Is there? They tell you. I think basically you want to the person applying must be from West Africa, or Africa, West African base, and the conference must be within Africa. So they have their criteria as well.
Okay, another person indicates that she's very interested in winning a grant by being part of a team by being a team member. But apparently, all efforts to join a grant writing team has proven abortive. So how
Uh,
does she go about it? That's the question.
how many effort have you reached out to? Like I said, if you want one, get 10. So have you reached out to 10 persons? But if not, we always have teams that are working on different projects, so you can reach out to us as well. We have team members across. Like I say, we have even regional coordinators now. So if you look at our calls, there are, each call we have somebody from our team that will be a member of that cause, and we now get persons from other countries to join us to have this regional coverage. So if you do one, maybe you have reached out to 2 persons, don't get discouraged. Like I said, if you want get 10, but if not, you can email us or contact us. Then I think I just this is our website at the page. My website is there. Even the website is there. So reach out to us. We can. There are many persons doing the number of grants that are ongoing. Right. If you go to our contact, you see our head of partnership, Dr. Judith. So you can also reach out to her.
Okay, another person asks that how can he find someone, how can he find people in his research interest? I need to let you know that his research interest is on security studies, terrorism, and counter-terrorism. How
Wow.
can he find
What is it?
international conference opportunities on his research interest?
Okay, simple. After this call now, if you're in our WhatsApp group, just put it there. I'm working on this topic. My name is this. Please be if you're interested, contact me. Otherwise, also you can send to me personally. I will now announce it on our platform. Somebody is working on a research topic on a complete. Anybody that want to join should let us know. And you'll be shocked people that will join. I'll give two examples here. For example, somebody was going to do a collaboration on the issue of trade, bilateral trade, and he reached out to me. He's based in Africa, and that's on our platform. Within 2 days, I got 9 persons, and they informed. They're working on different topics. Another person that I think there's another guy from Cameroon working on this conference around climate change, land degradation, and sustainable development. When we announced on our team, within few hours we get contacts. So if you can reach out to me. I can post it on our platform, and you'll be surprised at many persons that will be interested. So summarize that. Send me. Okay, let me go. Send me an email or I'll put it on our WhatsApp, and then you'll be surprised at person that can join. So if you're not, if I never send our WhatsApp page, send it there. I will share it, and you'll be surprised at many people that will show interest. So that topic is very peace and security, like because of Niger, because of Gabon. So please don't get discouraged. Send me this is my number. You can just send it to me WhatsApp. I will just share it on our platform, and you'll be surprised of many people that will share. I'll just give an example that within few hours we get many persons that even more than we needed. Okay, so please share it. Don't be shy. Thank you. Let's take more. Go on.
Okay. And I think the other, I just want to address for those asking questions about the recording uh, of this event. It shall be uploaded on the YouTube platform.
No, it's
And
already
what,
there. It's already there on YouTube. It's live on YouTube. So it's there.
yeah, but I think they want to go over it after
Yes,
after.
once there is live. Go to my
So
channel. It's there. You should go to see it there.
okay,
We're
thank you.
already live on YouTube, so it's already on YouTube live.
All right, I think that is about it of the
Okay,
questions.
let's go to the one on uh, let's go to. I see have more on the platform, OVMeet platform. Let me go back again. Okay. Somebody can me. This Oni Esther. I don't know what to say. Cannot hear, but others can hear me. Maybe it's the network. Then there's one that has Akbar. Okay, Akbar talk about Wara. I think
Yeah, we've
we
already addressed that.
answered that. Then thanks so much. You posted so it click the link to assist. You see it, a number of that. Okay, Chico, thanks so much. Yeah, somebody asked Ojo Femi, how can one handle budgeting and in grant paper? I think I've answered that. That you tie your budget to your activities, and also most of the agency have a template for your template. Yeah, somebody asked me that should be Joy AEC Junior. Please, how can one find legitimate international conference? There are a lot. Okay, there are a lot. Most time there are calls I come across, and also we shared. For example, I want to also announce that between those who when T 1.0, they put in for conferences, and I'm sure that two of the teams got accepted. Two are going to November, and then another team go to I think the conference in Ghana in also in November. Okay, so there are a lot of them, and they are all fully funded conferences. Okay, so there are a lot of them. Please always reach out to us on our uh, go to direct so you see it. And then what I wanted to do before when I was growing younger, if it's, there is this scholarship.com or conference alert, if you subscribe to them, they'll give you conferences. You can ask scroll down to know which one suits your area or so. Okay, so Joy, there are a lot of them. So many of them can be funded. Okay, but you need to watch out for them. So subscribe to like conference alert or scholarship.com, or you also go to our resources on our website. You see a lot of them are there. Okay, thanks so much, Joy. Okay, I think Deborah again. Honestly, this is my wish to win a grant, most especially as a team member. But it seems all efforts so far have proved abortive. It can't be all effort now. What can I do to be part of the team? Okay, I think it's yeah, I've answered that question before. Like when I answered okay, is to join a team. Okay, and one way to you can initiate is you can say I want to work on this. Is a call for grant, for example, in our platform. You say I want to work on this call for grant. This is my area of interest. Please, anyone that want to join me should know. And of course, you can be sure that many people will want to join you. Okay, so take the lead. Okay, take the initiative, and we can. So whenever you have a one-page concept note, you can say to me, for example, I will share it on our platform, and you can be surprised that many people will want to join you to do that project. And one thing about this our network is that we are so diverse. We have people who are professors, we have people who are lecturers across almost every African country. So we have such a complementary skills across. So my simple advice is that if you see a code that you're interested, Deborah, write a short page, a kind of a one-page idea, what I call a concept note, send to us, or we share it, and people will be able to work on that. Okay. I think that is that. I do have more again, couple. To answer Conde, yes, you have answered. I think we have a few minutes, 5 minutes more. Let's take more questions. The other one we have not answered. Both on YouTube on platform. Okay, this Enoch asking, please kindly share the WhatsApp link with us again so that those who are yet to join will join. Okay, please let me. Goodness or Victoria, please just put the WhatsApp link on both on our chat group and also on our platform.
Okay, sir.
I think it's also if you also email today again. If you also, but if you also go to the link to register, is there as well. Okay. But we'll put it down, put it on the chat right away. Let's see. We have 4 minutes. Other questions. So next we continue with our shoulder experience and then with Madam Claire join us. Okay. Please answer the question. So the link to the WhatsApp will be shared right away. So do you have resources on collected data or linked data sources? Yes, Kolawole piece. I think somebody I showed you before on our platform. I think Joe from lot of that we can put it on our WhatsApp group. We have a number of links to data. A lot of that we shared again. Please, if you can't take it here, you can send us. Can put that comment letter on the WhatsApp group. We also share it. Okay, let me see whether I can paste the link on the link. Okay. Do you have any question again? We have 3 minutes remaining. Otherwise, we try to work towards closing and prepare for episode 2 in 2 weeks' time. Okay, I'm
So
placing
I've posted the link to join the Telegram platform. So I've also posted the link to join the WhatsApp platform now.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you a lot. Okay, any other person takes more? We have 2 minutes more, then we'll try to close. What are the questions? Yeah. Okay, please, what are the basic requirements for postdoctoral fellowship? It's same requirement of applications. Your the main point is your motivation letter should be very solid, and your and then they will ask you for the proposed research. But I'm asking Abiodun. So, but in some cases, there should be existing project that they want you to join. But some other cases like Homeboard, they want you to come with the agenda. But some cases, the center have a grant. They want you to join the team. So you now motivate your letter to show how you contribute to such a motivation. Okay, I think it's been a good day with you. Okay, the link is there. Thank you, Kapo. So
Sorry,
yeah,
Prof, one question is there. Do we have WhatsApp groupings based on our disciplines? I want to answer that. When you join the Telegram platform, right now everybody's on the Telegram platform, but the plan is to put the groupings on the Telegram platform. So as we move along after this event now, there's going to be a Google form which will help us indicate our research interest and the likes, which we will use to do the groupings on the Telegram platform soonest. Thank you very much.
okay, I think it's almost time now. Okay, so here we explore that platform for you to presentation. I couldn't click on the link against user. Okay, sorry, but I'm gonna put it on YouTube. YouTube is simple. So I've joined on YouTube. I'm asking Adeboye Samson on YouTube. You can just join us live and we'll put it on YouTube. So please, you can use this link. You just join YouTube. YouTube. Then you can also send your comment and can take your comment as well. Okay, I think it's time now. We'll probably to start by 7 o'clock p.m. Lagos time and stop at 8:30 Lagos time. It's been a good day having you. By God's grace, next 2 weeks, let me go to there, which is on the next 2 weeks from today, same time. Please, where is it now? That should be on the yeah episode 2, practical insight. So I will start to round off the examples of kind of executed and lessons learned. Then we're bringing one of our guests. If you go to under our events, you will see the profile of the guest we are bringing on board, Claire Hoffman from JPAL Africa, who is a business manager for JPAL Africa. So she will give us a insight as a funding agency. So please don't miss it. We're having on the 8th of October, which is 2 weeks from today, same 7 p.m. Same link, so same YouTube channel. So once again, I want to appreciate God for helping us today. It's been nice having you. Thank you for coming. And by God's grace, we hope to see you again 2 weeks from today, God willing. Normally, I normally wait for a few minutes if there are other burning questions, but I will stop now because I've ended the meeting. So, thanks so much. Have you enjoyed your weekend, remaining few days, and then have a blessed week ahead of time. God bless you. I will stop streaming now and then